So you're ready to jump into the world of AI creation, but you don't have a giant Hollywood budget. Perfect. Today, we're going to break down the NVIDIA RTX 4060 family. If you're looking to get your hands dirty with AI without emptying your wallet, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
You've seen the incredible images, you've heard the AI-generated voices, and you want to get in on the action. You want to fine-tune your own little AI models. But man, where do you even begin with the hardware? It's a maze of specs and numbers, and honestly, the prices can be pretty scary. So let's just make this simple.
Look, the gear used to train those massive models, like GPT-4, that stuff costs a fortune. We're talking data center level hardware. But here's the good news. For actually using and creating with AI on your own computer, you don't need all that. The RTX 4060 series is your on-ramp. It's the practical, affordable starting line. Okay, so in the ring today, we've got three main players, all from the same family. First, you've got the standard RTX 4060. Then you have its two souped-up siblings, the 4060 Ti with 8 gigs of memory and another 4060 Ti with a whopping 16 gigs.
So, what do all three of these cards have in common? Well, they're all built on NVIDIA's latest Ada Lovelace architecture, and that means they have these fourth-generation tensor cores. Just think of these as little specialized brain cells inside the GPU that are designed to do one thing really well: accelerate AI math. That's the secret sauce that makes this whole family so good for what we want to do.
All right, first up to the plate is the baseline model, the standard RTX 4060. You should really think of this one as the value champion. It's the absolute best bang for your buck to just get in the game and start creating.
Let's make sense of these numbers. It's got just over 3,000 CUDA cores. That's basically your digital workforce, doing all the hard math. Its AI performance is rated at 242 TOPS, which stands for trillions of operations per second. That's its raw thinking speed. And it has an 8GB workbench, which is the memory where your project lives while you're working on it. And get this, it barely sips power. Super efficient.
So what can you actually do with this card? It's absolutely perfect for taking your first steps. You can start generating some amazing images with tools like Stable Diffusion. You can play around with voice generation, and you can even start experimenting with tweaking smaller, more lightweight AI models. For any hobbyist, this is an incredible place to start.
Okay, now let's level up. Let's talk about the RTX 4060 Ti. If that base 4060 is your entry ticket, the Ti models are like upgrading to a front row seat. We're talking a really clear, noticeable jump in raw horsepower.
And wow, this chart just says it all, right? Look at that leap in AI performance. We're going from 242 TOPS on the standard 4060 all the way up to 353 TOPS for both of the T models. That is a huge increase in thinking speed, and trust me, you're going to feel that difference.
So what does this actually mean for you in the real world? Well, your digital workforce gets a big promotion, growing from about 3,000 to over 4,300 CUDA cores. Your AI's thinking speed gets that massive boost we just saw. And the bottom line, you're looking at a 20 to 30% speed increase in most AI tasks. It's really simple. Your stuff just gets done faster.
Okay, so you've decided you want that extra T-power. Awesome. But now you've got the biggest choice to make. Do you go for the 8GB version or the 16GB one? This all comes down to one thing. How big is your workbench going to be?
Let's just lay it all out. That 8GB model is fantastic for most beginner and even intermediate AI work. It's great if you're making images at standard resolutions, say 1080p or 1440p, but if you want to start creating super high-res images or work with bigger datasets or use those complex models that are really memory hungry, that extra space on the 16GB version goes from being a nice-to-have to being absolutely essential.
Now here's a little technical detail you should know. Even though the 16GB card has double the memory, both Ti cards use the exact same 128-bit pathway to access that memory. Think of it like this. You've got a massive workbench, but you've only got a regular-sized door to get materials in and out. For most jobs, it's totally fine. But for some really huge projects that need to move tons of data back and forth constantly, that door can become a bit of a bottleneck. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind.
So, we've walked through the options, the good, the better, and the best, depending on what you're trying to do. Now let's put it all together. Let's find your perfect AI starter GPU.
Honestly, it breaks down pretty simply. Step 1. If you're just dipping your toes in, doing some lighter projects, and budget is your #1 concern, the standard RTX 4060 is a no-brainer. It's a fantastic choice. Step 2. If you find yourself waiting around and you just want your results faster, and you've got a bit more to spend, the RTX 4060 Ti 8GB is the logical step up. And finally, step 3. If you know you're going to be working with big files, pushing for high resolutions, or using complex models, then that extra memory makes the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB the clear winner for you.
And here it is, the whole family side by side. You can see it clear as day. That big jump in CUDA cores and AI performance when you go from the 4060 to the Ti models, and then that crucial doubling of memory for the 16 gig version. This right here, this is your ultimate cheat sheet. It's everything you need to make the final call.
Let's finish up with just a quick reality check, okay? The GPUs we're talking about today are amazing for creating and for experimenting. But when you read about these giant AI models being trained, you have to remember, companies are using thousands of insanely powerful, expensive data center GPUs to do that. Think of these 4060 cards as your own personal creative lab, not a massive industrial factory.
Of course, specs are one thing, but prices are always changing. So for a much deeper dive and to check out the absolute latest street prices for all these cards, you can read the full, detailed comparison over at bestgpusforai.com.
And there you have it, the RTX 4060 family, all broken down. The hardware is more accessible than ever, and the tools are out there waiting for you. So really, there's only one question left. What are you going to create first?